We are on.
Okay.
But we still have a minute.
Yeah.
A little bit less than a minute, so.
Everyone get comfortable.
Let's do this. Yes. Get comfortable.
Get your Bibles out.
Yeah.
Get your most comfortable blanket. But maybe not too comfortable because we don't
You
want
might
you
want
to
to
fall
fall
asleep.
asleep. That's right. Yay, we have one viewer. Welcome, viewer. And it's 10 o'clock.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Chroma Word of Encouragement, nightly Word of Encouragement.
Yeah. It's been 2.5 weeks and it seems like it's been forever. How are you all doing? How are you doing today, Isaac?
Today was a rather difficult day, so a little drained, but happy to be here and happy to be in the presence of the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Amen. I actually look forward to this so far. So yeah, it was a challenging day, and I don't want to complain too much because I feel like I've been talking a lot about just challenging our child has been, whom we love, and how challenging our lives have been. But I know that it's difficult for everybody, so let's fight this together. Today was April Fool's Day. It still is April Fool's Day. So I don't know if you guys actually pulled pranks on your friends virtually, but there were some people who were, trying to share that sense of humor around. What was that one that you saw and you actually fell for? It was...
Yeah, I mean, I usually don't fall for April Fool's pranks, but this one totally got me because it was a fake headline that Governor DeWine in Ohio declared that every student in the state had to repeat their grade because school is out.
So it was a prank on the kids.
It was a prank on the kids.
Yeah, and I think...
But it was completely believable. I mean, like, there's crazier things going on right now, so why not?
At this time, right, during this time, what are you not going to believe at this point, right? I think you can tell me, I don't know, the craziest thing that you've ever thought of. I will be like, oh, wow, just another crazy thing happening.
Yeah, like aliens, like, visited and like, okay, that's 2020 for you. This is the year of craziness.
Yes, it is. It can only get better from here, right? But I just want to start off by thanking everybody who are trying very hard with every effort you can to stay positive. And thank you so much for those who are trying to share that positivity, that positive energy, that joy with people around you. Whoever made that joke, it's totally funny, and it gave everybody, I think, a good chuckle. And I really appreciate those people who are staying joyful and positive. We have one more month as of now.
At least,
yeah. Of this sheltered in, what is it, order? But yeah, I think we can make great memories from this time. I want to thank everybody that we didn't really get a chance to thank, and that's how I want to start this off and just hand it off to Isaac. But thank you so much for medical workers, doctors, nurses, hospital employees. Thank you so much for being there. We've been reading and hearing, watching videos, so many stories of people who are really putting their lives in danger and also sacrificing everything that they have to not just do their job, but save all of us, to help all of us. So thank you so much for doing that. Thank you for grocery employees.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They get overlooked a lot. They don't get thanked enough.
Yeah.
They're taking just as much risk as those other emergency workers.
Yeah, because without you, we wouldn't have curbside pickup, we wouldn't have cashiers, we wouldn't have people who are managing stores. So thank you so much. I was at a store a while ago, a couple of weeks ago, and this is, I think, before like the peak. And I remember this one cashier, she was not as friendly as we'd like everyone to be, and I wasn't feeling anything, but I was like, wow, she looks really stressed. And then she was talking to her peer, her colleague, and I heard her exchange some things, and she said, I am so tired. And when I heard that, I was like, it broke my heart. It really broke my heart. And I was like, man, how long have you been here? And you know how the grocery lines were back then. It was just never ending. So yeah, I thank you so much for consistently working and really continuing to spread your joy and your happiness as we encounter you at the cashier. Thank you, delivery people. Oh boy, how deliveries have changed for us. Like when we used to get a delivery, we would be like, oh, don't get it. And they don't even ring the bell. They just knock on the door and we're like, it's delivery. We don't have to go get it. But now when we hear that knock, we run to the door. We're like, thank you, delivery person. God bless you. So I think we all miss human encounter, most of us.
Yeah.
And so thank you for doing that. Thank you, entertainers. Thank you, people who are making free music, live videos, and just sharing your talent with us. We are all so blessed. Someone said today during our meeting that this is the time that businesses and just anybody, they're going to try to do everything right, because I think right this season, this COVID-19 issue is in our long-term memory. This is in our long-term memory no matter how old you are. And this is what we're going to talk about years and years from now. So since this is in our long-term memory, people are going to remember what you do. So let's do the right thing. Let's be kind, because people will remember your kindness more than any other time. So that's what we're trying to do as well. Just again, I'm going to repeat this all the time. It's really about the relationships. It's about souls that we're trying to gather, and because that's all we're going to be able to take with us to heaven. So that's our mission. That's our goal, trying to reach you all somehow and through any means. So I'll pass it on to you, Isaac.
Yeah, just want to share one more story before I get into the word here. Another story of encouragement and inspiration. It was a story about, I think, a doctor in Minnesota, I think, and she was speeding on the highway because she needed to get to the hospital for an emergency, and then she gets pulled over by a state trooper. And so the trooper asked her, where are you going? I'm going to the hospital. There's an emergency there. And he warned her, like, you shouldn't be speeding, regardless of emergency. And he goes back to his patrol car, and she's thinking, oh, okay, he's going to give me a ticket. But instead, he comes back with a bag full of N95 masks. And he says, use this and be careful. And so he actually escorted her partly to the hospital. So, stories like that, it just brings a lot of encouragement and warmth to the heart, because, everyone's trying to help each other and do the right thing. And that's what we need to do as well. Yeah. So just wanted to share that story. And the topic for today, I wanted to talk about rest, because I'm personally, I was feeling quite burdened today. And so I'm sure a lot of us are feeling the same way. And so I just want to read very quickly from Matthew chapter 11. And this is from verses 28 to 30. Matthew 11, 28 to 30. Jesus says, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light."
Amen.
And another great promise from Jesus. And so what does he mean when he says rest? I will give you rest. He's not talking about physical rest, because in this life we can't always be physically rested. There are times when we have to work, and there are times when we're going to be stressed out and tired, and those things are unavoidable. But what Jesus is saying is he can give us spiritual rest. He can give us mental rest, emotional rest. And so he talks about here burdens. All you who are burdened, if you are heavy laden, and he will give you rest, and he will put his burden on us, his yoke, which is light and easy. And so he's really talking about the burdens of our souls, the things that we worry about, finances and health and friendships and jobs and whatever problems, that just cause us to worry and it feels like a weight on our shoulders. And Jesus is saying, don't carry those things. Those things are not meant for you to carry. Put those things at the foot of Jesus. Just give it to Jesus. You do that through prayer. You say, Jesus, I don't want to carry this. This is too heavy for me. I just give it to you. And instead, let Jesus put his yoke on you. And, that word yoke also sounds like a burden, but it actually is not, because it's a piece of wood that connects you to Jesus, and that he uses his strength to guide you and to carry you. So that yoke is really it's a connection between you and Jesus. And the only last thing I'll say about this is, Jesus is also talking about that restlessness in our souls that tries to, it's what makes us try to earn salvation or earn favor from God. You know what I'm talking about? Like, all the other religions in the world and people just by default, when they're trying to reach God, they try to earn it through good works and by following rules and being a good person. And Jesus is saying, you can rest from all that too. You don't need to earn salvation. You don't need to earn favor from God, because Jesus did the hard work. He did the hard work of living a perfect life, going to the cross, dying on the cross, rising from the grave, and defeating death. He did that work. So we rest in him, in his work, and he provides that salvation and that favor for us. So, I just want to, confess, because I don't do a lot of sharing. Today I felt really burdened. Hannah worked a long time today, and I just basically felt like I was babysitting the whole day. Hannah, she also did her part. Hannah works really hard, but just for me, I'm not wired as a babysitter. That's, I often joke to people that the hardest ministry for me is children's ministry. Like I cannot do children's ministry. I can preach every day. Okay, I could preach every day for a year, and yeah, that'll be hard. But if I did children's ministry for like 3 days, I think I would be done, like for good. I would be burnt out forever. But yeah, so I'm just not wired that way, and just running after Sheppy, and he's so demanding. I really did feel burdened. But for me, that's the burden that I need to lay down tonight. I just need to say, God, this is hard for me. I give it to you, and just. That doesn't mean, again, that physically we're going to be doing nothing or resting, but at least mentally and spiritually I can give that burden to him, and he will give me rest and he will give me peace. And so, that's my confession for tonight. But yeah, it's just really good to have these promises that we can always go back to.
Yeah. And so with that, we're going to sing a song called Still. And the lyrics should be there, but I really like the verse that it says, it's so simple, but it says, find rest my soul in Christ alone, know his power in quietness and trust. I pray we ask that while you sing with us, let's give up our burdens to Jesus. And just let him, his song, quiet us, the loud voices in our head. And let's just rest in him tonight.
soar with you above the storm. Father, you are king over the flood. I will be still, know you are God.
Finally rest my soul in Christ alone. Know His power in quietness, in trust. When the oceans rise and thunders roar, I will soar with you above the storm. Father, you are king over the flood. I will be still, know you are God. When the oceans rise and thunders roar, I will soar with you above the storm. Father, you are king over the flood. I will be still, know you are God. I will be still, know you are God. I will be still, know you are God. Amen. Amen.
So yeah, let's just learn to be still and to know that He's God and He's in control, and we can just give Him our burdens and we can rest in Him.
Yeah. Have a great night, peaceful night. Rest up, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Goodbye.
Good night.